First race field, 1 is Bob's Little Bird, owned by Franzese and Angel Beck, Adam Rucker. 2 is Traceless, owned by Laren Lewis, Brad Hanners. 3 is Greg Luther's New Bucks, Justin Hall is up. 4 is out, 5 is Bye Bye Sydney, owned by Kim Dingledine with Jim Daly. 6 is Wild Red Reed, owned by Dan Ader, Kyle Ader. 7 is Indian Winner, Scott Murphy owns, John Collins drives. 8 is Neon Bluegrass, owned by Moment Porn Chamier, Greg Grismore. 9 is Michael Euchren's Hold This and Jeff Out. And scoring from the second tier, slightly expensive from post 10 for JG and SD Weber, HD Jolliffe of Ohio, Bob Harper, post time in 6 minutes. And there they go for race 1. They're off. It's Bob's Little Bird from the cones, New Bucks from alongside. Traceless in early contention, and driving up from 3 wide is Neon Bluegrass. Then we come to slightly expensive in 5th position. Indian Winner is just outside of that. Gap of 2 to Bye Bye Sydney, followed by Wild Red Reed, and then 2 more to the trailer. Hold This as they move to head stretch for the first time, and New Bucks powers into the lead, opening up 2.5 lengths on Bob's Little Bird. Neon Bluegrass third in 27 and 2. Coming by the grandstand for the first time, it's New Bucks trying to keep the streak alive as your race leader by 1.25 lengths. The pocket sitter is Bob's Little Bird in second. First over on the rim, Indian Winner is third. Neon Bluegrass back to fourth. Slightly expensive going up with cover in fifth. Traceless shuffle back to sixth. Third over in seventh position as they round the turn is Hold This. Then it's Bye Bye Sydney. And just outside of that, trailing the field, is Wild Red Reed. They reach the half with New Bucks leading the way in a modest 58 and 3/5. Rounding the turn into the backstretch, it's New Bucks up top by 2 lengths. Bob's Little Bird is in the pocket second. The long mile for Indian Winner on the outside third. Slightly expensive. 3 wide off cover, rallying fourth. Neon Bluegrass trapped in fifth. Nowhere to go. Hold This is 3 wide, rallying from 6th position. Traceless is pinned down the pylons. 3 wide, Wild Red Reed, and Bye Bye Sydney is last. It's New Bucks with a new challenger, slightly expensive in 127 and 4. Moving around to head stretch, New Bucks the nose in front. Slightly expensive is pressing hard from the outside. 3 wide, Hold This comes in a third. Wild Red Reed is 4 deep, rallying, followed by Neon Bluegrass, who shakes loose, and Bob's Little Bird is not doing enough as they come down the stretch. And they're all coming after New Bucks. Outside, Wild Red Reed takes over command. Late kick, Neon Bluegrass. Wild Red Reed in front. Neon Bluegrass, Bye Bye Sydney from last to third in 157 and 1. $6.8 exacta returns $366.80. The try 685 $1,385.40. Coming back to the winner's circle is Wild Red Reed, third victory of the season, 157 and 1. A 5-year-old son of Billy Dard out of the Baron Hanover mare, Kathy Barron, owned and trained by Dan Ader. Kyle Ader, the winning driver, 157 and 1. Second race field, 1 is out, 2 is Silver Rush, owned by Al Long and Neil Long, Brad Hanners. 3 is out, 4 is Montana Stan, owned by Thomas York Jr. with Jeff Out. 5 is Tross, owned by Elijah Bembre with Todd Jones. 6 is Tim Finley's Hathaway Rider and Jim Daly. And the 7 is Rigidorous, owned by the Newcastle Stable with Greg Grismore. 8 Civil Sam is out, post time in 7 minutes. And they're off. Rigidorous gets the first call. Montana Stan just in behind. Outside of that is Hathaway Rider. Then the pair of trailers are Silver Rush and Tross settles into that trailing spot as they round the far turn the first time. And Rigidorous and Greg Grismore quickly kicked clear by 3 from Montana Stan, who's trying to close that gap in second. 2.5 back to Hathaway Rider third. Then we have Silver Rush and Tross. The quarter up in a speedy 27 seconds flat, passing the stands for the first time. And Jeff Out and Montana Stan circle right around Rigidorous and open up 2 lengths now, taking the lead as they come under the wire for the first time. Hathaway Rider is back to third at the pylon. Silver Rush is racing in fourth and 5 off the lead. And Hanners angles him to the outside. Tross will look to move with that cover as the field of 5 rounds the clubhouse turn. It's Montana Stan setting the pace in here. Montana Stan, Silver Rush quickly working his way in a second, first over. Back to third is Rigidorous. Then it's Tross on the outside. And trailing the field is Hathaway Rider, only 4 off the lead in 57 and 2. Less than 3/8 remaining as they race midway through the backstretch. Montana Stan 3/4 of a length. Silver Rush lap to him in second. In the pocket, Rigidorous is third. Second over with the cover trip fourth, Tross, and Hathaway Rider is fifth and last as they enter the far turn. And it's Montana Stan holding Silver Rush at bay, 126 and 4. Moving around to the top of the stretch, Montana Stan. Silver Rush is in gear on the outside and surging up to take a short lead. Rigidorous is off the pylons in third. Way out wide is Tross. Hathaway Rider remains last as they turn down the stretch, and Silver Rush takes over the lead and opens up by 2. Montana Stan trying to counter. Late kick Hathaway Rider outside Rigidorous. Silver Rush goes on to win it by 2. Getting up for second was Hathaway Rider. Montana Stan third in 1:55 and 3. Back to the winner's circle is Silver Rush. Now 4 for 5 lifetime with this victory in 1:55 and 3. Is a 3-year-old bay gelding by Towner's Big Guy out of Silvery Touch by Log, owned by trainer Al Long, co-owned by Neil Long. The winning driver is Brad Hanners. Dean Collins up. 2 is Mingo Road, owned by Winners, Stanley and Stanley, Kayne Kauffman. 3 is Emperor Halsey, owned by Marmik Inc., Brad Henners. 4 is Master Sweet, owned by Connie and Matthew Garner, Jeff Nisonger. 5 is King Nile. He's owned by John Perrin and driven by Kyle Later. 6 is SULKY'S Magic, owned by Robert Palmer with Jim Daly. 7 is Fritzy Cam, David Lowe owns, Bob Harper drives. 8 is TNT Hanover, owned by Beverly Bushelman with Jeff Out. 9 is Old Pete, owned by Jerome Grogan with Greg Grismore. And the 10 is Goal, owned by Stevens and Nocera. Todd Jones, post time in just 5 minutes, just 5. And they're off. SULKY'S Magic, Emperor Halsey to his inside. Newt Gingrich nearest the pylons. Mingo Road backs away in 4th position. Goal is 5th. Far outside, Old Pete is 6th. Between horses, 7th is TNT Hanover. Then it's Master Sweet nearest the pylons. Next in line is King Nile. And 2.5 lengths back to the trailer, Fritzy Cam. Moving around to head stretch for the first time, and it's Emperor Halsey. Emperor Halsey looking to draw clear from Newt Gingrich in 27 and 1. Passing the stands for the first time, and Emperor Halsey draws out now by 2. Newt Gingrich is racing further back in second. Long gap of 3 to SULKY'S Magic in 3rd position. Mingo Road is racing in 4th, about 6 off the lead, and Kayne Kauffman angles him to the outside now. That'll give cover to Old Pete in 5th position. Just inside of him is Goal. And then we have Master Sweet. 3rd over in the back cover flow as they round the turn is TNT Hanover, and then it's King Nile and Fritzy Cam. The half in a solid 55 and 2. Off the turn and down the backstretch, and Newt Gingrich, intent on the lead, takes it back and opens up 4 lengths at Emperor Halsey, who could not go with him in second. Another 5-length separation to Mingo Road on the outside 3rd, but he is under heavy urging and 7 off the lead. Then it's SULKY'S Magic nearest the pylons. Way out wide is Fritzy Cam. He got rough gated there, followed by Old Pete. 3/4 in 1, 23 and 2. That is insane. Moving to the top of the stretch, and it's Newt Gingrich leading by 5. Emperor Halsey is a clear-cut second, 5 farther back to a weary Mingo Road. Extreme outside is Fritzy Cam with SULKY'S Magic nearest the pylons, but it's Nuke Gingrich on top here. Nuke Gingrich by 5 lengths, and the back class is showing. Emperor Halsey is racing in second, followed by Mingo Road and Fritzy Cam. It's Nuke Gingrich shortening up at the line, but he's still a 3-length winner in 1:54 and 3. Emperor Halsey, and then it was tight for third, Mingo Road or Master Sweet. Here are the pacers for the 4th race. Number 1 is Emperor SAHBRA, owned by Roger and Thomas Miller. Mike Roth drives. 2 is Just Cash, owned by Dean and Denny Miller with Jim Daly. 3 is Star Prospect, owned by trainer Dan Ader. Kyle Ader is aboard. 4 is Ace High Big Guy, owned by Kevin Markham with Rick Heitman. 5 is Positive Scooter, owned by Marvin Godown with Kayne Kauffman. 6 is Gully Whopper, owned by Dan Ryan. Greg Grismore drives. And for post 7, Our General, owned by Reed Racing with Dean Collins. 6 minutes to race time. And they're off. Positive Scooter, fastest away from the lineup. There's Our General leaving from the far outside. Also in the early mix is Star Prospect. Emperor SAHBRA comes away in 4th position, a gap of 2 to Just Cash, well off the early pace in 5th. 2.5 back to Ace High Big Guy, chased along in 6th. And Gully Whopper is 7th and last as they move to the top of the lane for the first time. And it's Star Prospect leading the way for Kyle Ader. Has a 2-length lead on Positive Scooter in 26 and 2. Solid opening quarter as they come by the stands for the first time. And Star Prospect is the one to catch, leading the way by 2 lengths. Positive Scooter tracks in from 2nd. Emperor SAHBRA sits the 3-hole. Our General is 4th, 4.5 off the lead. Just Cash is racing in 5th position. Ace High Big Guy is 6th. And Gully Whopper is 7th as they race single file into the clubhouse turn, being led by Star Prospect. Star Prospect leads by 1.5 lengths. Positive Scooter and Emperor SAHBRA in 56 and 1. Off the turn and down the backstretch, it's Star Prospect with a 1.5 lengths lead on Positive Scooter in 2nd, and Mike Roth angles Emperor SAHBRA first over on the outside 3rd, and Our General will move with cover in 4th. Ace High Big Guy advancing up the pylons in 5th. Next in 6th is Gully Whopper, and much farther back to Just Cash, who faltered as they enter the far turn. Star Prospect trying to make every call a winning one, leads by 1.25 lengths. First over, Emperor SAHBRA is 2nd in 1:25 and 1. Along the inside, Positive Scooter now reclaims 2nd position as Emperor SAHBRA begins to fade on the outside, forcing Our General out 3 wide. Ace High Big Guy with nowhere to go, and Gully Whopper is 6th and 5 off the lead, turning for home now. And it's Star Prospect leading by 2. Positive Scooter is trying to close. Here's Ace High Big Guy flying up the pylons. Star Prospect, Ace High Big Guy getting up to score. Star Prospect to go 2nd. A tight photo for show between Positive Scooter and Our General in 1:54 and 1. Circle for the 5th time this season. Fastest mark of the season, 1:54 and 1. A 5-year-old son of Towner's Big Guy out of Color Me Purple by Black Ace, owned by Kevin Markham and trained and driven by Rick Heitman. Fifth race field, 1 is Gust of Dare, owned by Kauffman and Settlemore, Kane Kauffman. 2 is out. 3 is Maximum Revenge, owned by Gary Adams with Jim Daly. 4 is SULKY'S Big Chief, owned by Richard Eilert and Harold King, Todd Jones. 5 is Top Shelf, owned by Charles Droege with Greg Grismore. Lock and Load is the 6, owned by BAM Racing Stables and Mel Ravello, Kyle Ader. 7 is Beaumont, owned by Robert Grubaugh Jr., Dean Collins up. The 8 is Dare You Corey, owned by Darby's Edge Stable and Enviro Stables Limited, Jeff out. 9 is the SmackDown Stables Urban Good Friday and Jeff Nisonger, and the 10 is Majestic Lance, owned by Douglas Riston with Justin Hall. Post time in just 5 minutes. Don't get shut out. 5. There they go. And they're off. SIOUXLAND Big Chief goes right out and takes the lead. Dare You Corey left well from the outside. Gust of Dare is prominent nearest the pylons. And then we have Urban Good Friday in fourth position. Majestic Glance is fifth by 2. Maximum Revenge is racing in sixth by the same, followed by Top Shelf, Lock and Load, and Beaumont is gapped out 3 lengths, trailing the field as they roll to the top of the stretch. And Jeff Fout guides Dare You Corey to the front in 26 and 4. Passing the stands, it's Dare You Corey in command here by a length and a half. SIOUXLAND Big Chief follows the pace setter in second, followed by Urban Good Friday, who's hung out third. Along the pylons, Gust of Dare is racing in fourth position. Majestic Glance is fifth. Top Shelf underway on the outside, just about catching cover in sixth. Then we come down to Maximum Revenge, just inside of Lock and Load, who starts to pick it up. And Beaumont trails the field, 9 off the lead. They hit halftime with Dare You Corey showing the way in 56 and 3. Off the turn and down the backstretch, it's Dare You Corey by a length and a quarter, with SIOUXLAND Big Chief tracking from the pocket in second. Gust of Dare is third. Urban Good Friday racing idle between horses fourth. 3 wide, sent off cover is Top Shelf on the far outside, ranging up, and Lock and Load comes into contention on the far outside as well. Then it's Majestic Glance, Beaumont, and Maximum Revenge is last. They hit the 3/4 with Dare You Corey trying to go all the way here. Leads Top Shelf by a length in 1:26 and 1. Moving around to the top of the stretch, it's Dare You Corey by a length and a quarter. SIOUXLAND Big Chief remains in the pocket. Top Shelf is fading between horses, and off stride goes Dare You Corey, and he forced Lock and Load way out wide. Turning down the stretch, SIOUXLAND Big Chief inherits the lead, has it by 2. Gust of Dare shakes loose, late pace Majestic Glance, SIOUXLAND Big Chief, Majestic Glance, SIOUXLAND Big Chief in front. Majestic Glance, Gust of Dare, 156 and 3. Back to the winner's circle is number 4, SIOUXLAND Big Chief. Third victory of the season, 156 and 3. A 5-year-old son of Native Reward out of Robin LaRue by Brett LaRue, owned by Richard Eilert and Harold King of Ohio. James Bankey II is the winning trainer, and Todd Jones is the winning driver. In the winner's circle, helping to make the trophy presentation, our final night here at Scioto Downs, and our employee at least, Nurse Mary Garrity. Exacta 410 returns $336.60. The try 410 won $3,079 even. And down in the winner's circle, is our Nurse Mary Garrity. Track records are made to be broken, but there's one at Scioto that'll probably stand for a long, long time. Mary's been the RN here at the track for 42 years. She's retiring tonight. She didn't work the 2-week meet when Scioto opened, but she's been a member of the staff since the first full meet was conducted in 1960. She graduated from Mount Carmel School of Nursing in 1942. Mary's duties in 4 decades at the racetrack have ranged from treating scrapes and headaches to dealing with life-threatening conditions. The nurse has grown to love the sport of racing. She's an avid handicapper, as we all know. And rumors that she was seen smuggling a self-bet machine out of the building have proven to be false. Nurse Mary will be missed, but we're pretty confident that we'll see her at the races quite often, and we know she'll enjoy her retirement. In the winner's circle along with her are her daughter and son-in-law Susan and Walter, her granddaughters Gretchen, Rachel, Jennifer, and John, and about half the staff. Congratulations, Mary Garrity. Here they are for the 6th race. 1 is Category 5, owned by Scott Glandon with Kyle Ader. 2 is Shady Legend, owned by Ed Mullinax. Brad Henners drives. 3 is Really Shady, owned by Alan Keith with Mike Roth up. 4 is Hyperlink, owned by the Paint Creek Farms with Bob Harper. 5 is Spandrel Hanover, owned by Sabraco and Arledge Jeff Fout. 6, Don Van Scooter, owned by Paul Gillenwater with Todd Jones driving. And the 7 is Grant Pass, Owned by Catherine Wolfinger with Greg Grismore aboard. Post time in 6 minutes. 6-race field behind the gate, moving up. There they go. And they're away and pacing. Off stride, Really Shady. Category 5 from nearest the pylons goes out quickly for the lead. Shady Legend just in behind. Grand Pass will tuck in third. Parked out fourth is Hyperlink, followed by Really Shady, who recovers to race in fifth position. Another two more to SPANDREL, Hanover, and the trailer is Don Van Scooter as they make their way to the head of the lane for the first time with Category 5 calling the shots early, leading Shady Legend by a length and a quarter, 28-2 for the first quarter as they come by the stands for the first time. It's Category 5 leading the way. Hyperlink up to confront the pace setter on the outside second. Shady Legend to ground saving third. 2.5 back to Grand Pass, racing mid-pack in fourth, 4.5 off the lead. Then two more to Really Shady, SPANDREL, Hanover, and 3 lengths farther back to Don Van Scooter as they round the clubhouse turn. And leading the way, it's Category 5. He will not surrender the rail position to Hyperlink, 56 seconds flat, attacking 27-3 second quarter as they round the turn and head down the backstretch. It's Category 5 with a nose in front. Hyperlink continues to put pressure on, and they're pacing in unison down the backstretch, and both under urging. Shady Legend remains in the pocket. Grand Pass is angled off the pylons, coming into contention fourth, just 2.5 off the lead. Then two more to SPANDREL, Hanover, who starts to pick it up. Second last is Really Shady, and 4 lengths back to a struggling Don Van Scooter in 1:24-2. Moving around to the top of the stretch, and it's a hard-used Category 5 who's trying to shake off Hyperlink, but Grand Pass is circling way up wide and coming into contention. Next in line, we have Shady Legend, SPANDREL, Hanover rallying on the far outside, turning down the stretch. And it's Category 5 leading the way. Grand Pass is in gear, and so is SPANDREL, Hanover on the far outside. Late kick, Shady Legend, SPANDREL, Hanover on the outside, getting up. Then it was a 3-way photo for place between Shady Legend, Category 5, and Grand Pass in 1:54-2. $5-7 exact at $281 even. Try 5-7-2, $691.60. Back to the winner's circle is SPANDREL, Hanover. Third victory on the season, 1:54-2. SPANDREL, Hanover is a 3-year-old son of No Nukes, had a splash by windshield wiper, owned by Joe Sabracco and Jim Arledge. Jim Arledge Jr., the winning trainer. Jeff Out is the winning driver. 2 of 3 in the pick 3, 95-40. Seventh race field, 1 is Sand on Fire, owned by Bill Sanders with Jeff Nisonger. 2 is Cheers to the Future, owned by Bixler and Brumbaugh. Jim Daly is up. 3 is Sharp Steve, owned by John Perrin. Kyle Ader drives. 4 is Fakes Folly, owned by the Hardley Farms and Paul Gillenwater with Todd Jones. 5 is Can't Wait on You, owned by John Ackley and Jan Forstner with Greg Grismore. 6 is Traditional Frank, owned by Robert Chafin. Sandy Beatty up. 7 is Stop and Go, owned by Ted Hasis with Brad Hanners. 8 is Beatty Towner, owned by Beverly Bushelman with Jeff Out. From post 9, it's Suburbanite, owned by David Cooper and Gene Hall. Driver is Justin Hall. 10 is Calling the Shots, owned by Reed Racing with Dean Collins. Just 5 minutes until post time, 5 minutes. Lined up for the 7th race. There they go. And they're off. Cheers to the Future and Sand on Fire leave as a team. They open up 2 lengths on Fakes Folly, who comes away in 3rd position. Outside of that, Suburbanite is 4th by 3. Calling the Shots is racing in 5th. Can't Wait on You is looking for a seat in 6th. 7 off the early pace. Next in line, we have Sharp Steve, followed by Traditional Frank. And then it's Stop and Go and Beatty Towner as they move to the top of the stretch. Cheers to the Future wins the early battle, 27-3. Passing the stands, Cheers to the Future, now hands off to Fakes Folly. Fakes Folly and Todd Jones working their way to the front. Sand on Fire along the pylons is third. Next in line, Suburbanite is fourth. That top grouping opens up 4 lengths on Calling the Shots in fifth position. Can't Wait on You is sixth by 2. Sharp Steve is seventh by 3. Then it's Traditional Frank, followed by Stop and Go. And outside trailing the field as they race around the turn is Beatty Towner. Over to halftime, Fakes Folly in front in 57-1. Off the turn, down the backstretch, Fakes Folly leads by a length and a half. Suburbanite attacking on the rim second. Along the inside, Cheers to the Future is now gapped a length in third position. Calling the Shots, moving up on the outside, trying to catch cover in fourth, 2.5 off the lead. Sand on Fire is pinned down to the pylons in fifth position. Can't Wait on You is racing in sixth, 5 off the lead. And then we have Sharp Steve, Traditional Frank, and Stop and Go, 3/4, 125-2. Moving around to head stretch, and Fakes Folly has the lead of a length, but still takes pressure from Suburbanite on the outside. Cheers to the Future chucks it in third. In between horses, Calling the Shots, not doing enough in fourth. Can't Wait on You has a long way to come as they turn down the stretch. And it's Fakes Folly. Fakes Folly shaking off Suburbanite and opening up by 3. Farther back, it's a battle for show. Can't Wait on You, Calling the Shots. Fakes Folly, 2 in a row. Finishing second was Suburbanite, then it was Calling the Shots in 154-1. Kenny Wilson of the grandstand office. Fakes Folly, 2 straight victories, third on the season, 154-1. Fakes Folly, a 7-year-old son of Fake Left, out of Tagon Alice by Kentucky. Owned by the Hardley Farms and Paul Gillenwater. Mark Gillenwater, the winning trainer. Todd Jones of the double tonight, 154-1 for Fakes Folly. Here they are for the 8th race. 1 is Mac Destroyer, owned by Joseph Mascaro with Dick Stillings. 2 is Cam's Rocket, owned by Dino LaCastro, Jeff Foudup. 3 is Master Joe, owned by Russ Angelbeck with Adam Rucker. 4 is Special K, races for Robert McCoy, the driver Brad Henners. 5 is Blake Castle, owned by Scott Glandon with Kyle Ader. And the 6 is Ronaldo, owned by Erwin Samelman with Franklin Milby. 7 minutes. Set to go in the open. And they're off. Brad Henners sends Special K to the lead. Mac Destroyer is forwardly placed, followed by Cam's Rocket, who looks to tuck in third. Next in line, Master Joe is looking for a seat in fourth, followed by Blake Castle and Ronaldo as they move to the top of the stretch for the first time. And Special K has opened up a commanding 2.5 length lead early on Mac Destroyer, followed by Cam's Rocket, Master Joe, Blake Castle, and Ronaldo. Single file to the quarter in 27-3. Passing the stands for the first time. Up top, it's Special K. Special K, 7-1 long shot at an open 3.5 length lead. Mac Destroyer is the closest pursuer along the pylons in second. Master Joe could be the sacrificial lamb on the outside. He's first over, gaining ground from third position. Along the inside in fourth is Cam's Rocket. Outside racing in fifth as they round the turn is Blake Castle, and Ronaldo is last as they hit halftime with Special K up top in 57 seconds flat. Off the turn and down the backstretch, and it's been easy going so far for Special K. Special K leads by 3. Mac Destroyer further back in second. Cam's Rocket racing in third. 3 wide off cover, Blake Castle is fourth, followed by Ronaldo, and Master Joe bows out of it, backing up to last. They're approaching 3/4. It's still Special K unchallenged on the lead, but his pursuers are drawing in closer. Next is Mac Destroyer and Blake Castle into contention, 125. Moving to the top of the stretch, Special K's lead has been cut down to a length. Here comes Ronaldo circling up 3 wide. In between horses is Blake Castle with Mac Destroyer at the rail as they turn down the stretch. And they're going to try to swallow up Special K. Ronaldo on the far outside. Late kick, Mac Destroyer. Blake Castle in between horses, but Special K is game. Special K, Mac Destroyer, they hit the line together with Blake Castle third in 154. Special K is back to the winner's circle. 4th victory on the season, 154. It's a 4-year-old son of Nuclear Siren out of the Colt 46 mare Kelly Hanover, owned by Robert McCoy of Circleville. Winning trainer is Tom Blankenship. The winning driver is Brad Henners. Exacta 4-1, 58.60. Try 4-1-5, 253.20. Ninth race, field 1 is Native Dragon, owned by Paul Cantrell. Greg Grismore is up. 2 is Let's Rock, owned by Veach and Wiley. Todd Jones. 3 is Kentucky Kid, owned by the partnership of Beatty, Zanekas, and Geiler. Sandy Beatty. 4 is Belm Atlantic, owned by Wingfield and Wingfield. Bob Harper. 5 is Flashy Scooter, owned by the Smackdown Stable with Jeff Nisonger up. 6 is Daresbury Lane, owned by the Casper Stable. Jeff out. 7 is Full of Cam, owned by Robinson and Robinson. Kyle Ader. 8 is Jerome Grogan's North Wind and Brad Hanners, and the 9 is Abnormal, owned by Nancy Buckley with Jim Daly. Post time in 6 minutes. A field of 9 claiming pacers getting ready for the start. And they're off. Off stride for Belm Atlantic. Flashy Scooter from between horses. 3 wide is Daresbury Lane, followed by Kentucky Kid, who backs away, and Full of Cam is in the early mix. 2.5 lengths farther back to Native Dragon, who comes away mid-pack in 5th. Another 2 more to Let's Rock, followed by North Wind, Abnormal, and much farther back to Belm Atlantic as they move to the top of the lane for the first time. And it's Flashy Scooter who comes away with the lead in 26-1. A taxing first quarter as they come by the stands for Flashy Scooter. And Jeff Nisonger, he's got him on the lead by 2. Daresbury Lane with the 2-hole trip, and Full of Cam is first over with a rush on the outside. 2.5 back to Kentucky Kid in 4th position. Native Dragon is 5th by 2. Let's Rock is 6th. Then it's North Wind Abnormal, and the distant trailer is Belm Atlantic as they race around the clubhouse turn on their way to the half-mile pole. And Flashy Scooter is taking pressure from Full of Cam in 55-3. Laying just off the speed in 3rd position is Daresbury Lane. Kentucky Kid gets a tug of the right line. He moves to the outside 4th. He's 2.5 from the front now. Another 2 more to Native Dragon just outside of North Wind. Then it's Let's Rock on the outside, Abnormal. And the distant trailer remains Belm Atlantic as they enter the far turn. And it's Full of Cam trying to wear down Flashy Scooter. They're together at the 3/4. Full of Cam's nose is in front, though, 124-4. Moving around to head stretch. Full of Cam a half-length lead, but he has not cleared the rail yet from Flashy Scooter. 3 wide off cover. There goes Kentucky Kid on the far outside. Daresbury Lane is going to have to do better as they turn down the stretch. And they're all chasing Flashy Scooter. Here comes Kentucky Kid on the outside trying to pull off the upset. Full of Cam is fading. Daresbury Lane doesn't have it tonight. It's all Kentucky Kid and Sandy Beatty drawing away by 4 at the line. Full of Cam to go 2nd. Native Dragon 3rd in 154-3. 456.80. Back to the winner's circle is Kentucky Kid, a 6-year-old bay gelding by Kentucky Spur out of Alley's Thunder by Tyler B. Owned by the partnership of Beatty, Zanekas, and Geiler. Winning trainer driver is Sandy Beatty. That's the first victory on the season for Kentucky Kid, scoring here in 154-3, just missing his lifetime best. Your field for the feature, sponsored by Budget Car and Truck Rental. Number 1 is Attaboy Charlie, owned by Chris and Kerry Beaver. Jeff out. Uphill Battle is the 2, owned by the Hartley Farms and Paul Gillenwater. Todd Jones. 3 is Crystal Bright, owned by Jack Tremonti and Ed Mullinax with Brad Henners. 4 is Pilgrim's Fiery, owned by Erwin Samelman with Franklin Milby. And the 5 is Sharky's Spur, owned by Roy Davis. Dick Stillings drives. Post time in 7 minutes. And there they go for the Invitational And they're off. First away from the gate is Attaboy Charlie, nearest the pylons, joined by Pilgrim's Fiery. Just in behind that pair, we have Uphill Battle in third position, a length and a half farther back to Crystal Bright. And the early trailer as they race around the turn is Sharky's Spur. All seats are taken as they're bound for the head of the stretch with Pilgrim's Fiery on the lead once again this week. Pilgrim's Fiery from Attaboy Charlie in the pocket. 2.5 lengths farther back to Uphill Battle, Crystal Bright, and Sharky's Spur. The quarter posted in 27 seconds flat. Passing the stands for the first time, and it's Pilgrim's Fiery leading the way. Pilgrim's Fiery by 2 lengths. From Attaboy Charlie, the long shot is in the pocket second. Then 2 lengths farther back to Uphill Battle, followed by Crystal Bright. And gap the length in the field is Sharky's Spur as they round the clubhouse turn single file, being led by Pilgrim's Fiery. It's Pilgrim's Fiery fronting this field. Attaboy Charlie second. Uphill Battle is third, followed by Crystal Bright and Sharky's Spur the half in a tepid 56 seconds flat. Off the turn, racing down the backstretch with just over 3/8 remaining. Pilgrim's Fiery still leading the way. Attaboy Charlie is still in the pocket, and the first to pull is Uphill Battle, and he's carrying Sharky's Spur along with him in the flow. The trailer is now Crystal Bright, only 4 lengths off the lead. But Pilgrim's Fiery is unopposed up top, leading to the 3/4 in 1:24 flat. So he starts to up the tempo now as they move to the top of the stretch. It's Pilgrim's Fiery by 2 lengths. Uphill Battle, a clear-cut second. Dropping back along the pylons is Attaboy Charlie. Late pace on the outside, Sharky's Spur as they turn down the stretch, and they have Pilgrim's Fiery to catch. Here comes Uphill Battle down the inside. Sharky's Spur is in gear on the outside. Sharky's Spur and Dick Stillings go right on by Pilgrim's Fiery and go on to score by 2. Pilgrim's Fiery, Uphill Battle, 1:52 flat. Into the winner's circle is Sharky's Spur, recording his 14th victory of the season, 1:52 this time around. A 5-year-old son of Cam's Card Shark at a bunch Hanover by Big Towner, owned by Roy Davis of Meadowlands, Pennsylvania. The winning trainer-driver is Dick Stillings. '11th race field, number 1 is Hercules SAHBRA by Jerome Grogan with Greg Grismore up. 2 is Metropolis owned by Ralph Conley Jr. with Jeff Fout. 3 is Rough owned by David Hanauer with Trent Tharps. 4 is Dr. Gus owned by Norman Kruger with Kyle Lader. 5 is Gifted Jade owned by Glenn and Norma Huber with Jeff Nisonger. 6 is Moe's Muffler Shop owned by Reed Racing and Monam and Dean Collins. 7 is Showtime Magic owned by the T. Cody Trust with Todd Jones. 8 is Victor Bloom owned by Bob Colley and Curtis Prize, Brad Henners. Cash Ever After is the 9 owned by Brad Davino and Melody Young, Bob Harper up, and the 10 is Grandpa Ike owned by Charter Bryant with Tom Hall. Post time in 7 minutes for the 11th race. 12 races tonight. They're in the backstretch, and there they go. They're off and pacing. And Jeff Fout urges Metropolis off the gate. He goes out to take the lead, soon to be joined by Moe's Muffler Shop from the outside. Furthest out is Showtime Magic, followed by Hercules SAHBRA in the pocket. Next in line we have Rough, who is 2 clear of Victor Bloom. Followed next by Dr. Gus, then it's Grandpa Ike. Another 2-length separation to Gifted Jade, and the early trailer is Cash Ever After as they move to the top of the stretch, and they wheel by the opening quarter in 26 and 3. Passing the stands for the first time and calling the shots. Or rather, that's Moe's Muffler Shop on the engine here by 2 lengths. Showtime Magic is hung out in second. Metropolis a ground-saving third. Hercules SAHBRA skims the pylons in fourth, 2.5 back to Rough in fifth position. Victor Bloom is switching to the outside in sixth. Then 2.5 lengths farther back to Dr. Gus at the inside in seventh. Grand Pike is parked out eighth, followed by Gifted Jade, and trailing the field is Cash Ever After. They reach the half in 55 and 1. off the turn and down the backstretch. And Moe's Muffler Shop is setting a wicked pace in here. Metropolis is getting the trip in the pocket second. Victor Bloom abandons cover, going up 3 wide on the outside now third. Showtime Magic is relenting fourth. Along the pylons fifth is Hercules SAHBRA. Ruff has nowhere to go. Grand Pike is 3 wide rallying. Followed next by Dr. Gus, Gifted Jade, and Cash Ever After in 1:23 and 4. Moving around to the top of the stretch. And it's Moe's Muffler Shop leading by 2.5 lengths. Metropolis is farther back. On the outside is Victor Bloom, followed by Hercules SAHBRA as they turn down the lane. And it's Moe's Muffler Shop leading by 3, and he's not stopping. Victor Bloom is closing in, followed by Grand Pike and Metropolis. But this is all Moe's Muffler Shop. Watch the timer on this one, 1:53. Victor Bloom second, Grand Pike was third. On the season, and a season's mark for Moe's Muffler Shop, a 4-year-old son of Cole Muffler out of Bar Hopper by Egyptian Dancer, owned by Reed Racing and Mona Almond. Winning trainer driver is Dean Collins, 1:53 for Moe's Muffler Shop. Field 1 is Peter, My Boy, owned by Tony Fuller. He drives. 2 is iCarl Storm, owned by the iCarl Stables Incorporated, David Myers. 3 is Will's Pocket, owned by Richard Neff with Charlie Neff. 4 is Tin Turn Spur, owned by Joseph Mascaro with Dick Stillings. 5 is Viverick, owned by Richard Shively. Jeff Out is up. 6, Go Go Gold, under lease to Edwin Ellis with Trent Tharps. 7 is Apollo SAHBRA, owned by Reed Racing, Parrish, and Parrish, Dean Collins. 8 is Rain Man, owned by Mark and Matt Rowe with Greg Grismore. 9 is Flash Shows the Future, owned by Alan Hoke with Kyle Later. And the 10 is Southland, owned by the Charter Oak Stable. Bob Harper drives. Post time at 7 minutes. 12th race field swings into the backstretch. And there they go. And they're off. Going off stride from the outside was the 8 Rain Man. It's Will's Pocket taking the lead, joined by Apollo SAHBRA from alongside. And Apollo SAHBRA looks to duck into the pocket now. Peter, My Boy, comes away in third, gap of 2. Southland is fourth by 2.5. iCarl Storm is racing in fifth. Tin Turn Spur is sixth in line. And then we have Viverick, followed by Go Go Gold. Another 2 back to Rain Man. And the early trailer is Flash Shows the Future as they wheel by the opening quarter in 27 and 4. Passing the stands for the first time, and Bob Harper drives on with Southland. And Southland, 3-2 favorite, takes over the lead and opens up 3 under the wire with 5/8 to go. Will's Pocket yielded and now sits in the 2-hole, racing in second. Apollo SAHBRA is third by 2.5. Racing in fourth position is Peter, My Boy, as they round the turn. iCarl Storm is fifth by 2. Tin Turn Spur is 6 to the inside of Viverick. 2.5 to Go Go Gold, followed by Rain Man. And Flash as a Future is about 15 lengths off the pace setter. 56 and 2 as they race down the backstretch with Southland pointing the way. Southland leads by 1.5 lengths. Will's Pocket drafting along in second. Apollo SAHBRA is racing in third. iCarl Storm first over on the outside fourth, but still 5 off the lead. Peter, My Boy, is not responsive at the rail in fifth position. Viverick is on the outside sixth. Tin Turn Spur, followed by Rain Man, Go Go Gold, and Flash Shows the Future is last in 1:25 and 1. Moving around to head stretch, and it's Southland leading the way. Will's Pocket going to try to reel him in second. 2.5 back to Apollo SAHBRA in third, followed by iCarl Storm in fourth as they come through the stretch. And Southland is under an all-out drive. Will's Pocket coming to him on the outside. Southland, Will's Pocket, it's Southland in front. Will's Pocket second, Apollo SAHBRA third, tight for fourth. Either Tin Turn Spur or Viverick in 1:54 and 3. And catch driver Bob Harper, a 3-year-old son of Expensive Scooter out of Wonderful SAHBRA by BG's Bunny, recording his third victory of the season in a lifetime best 1:54 and 3. Races for the Charter Oak Stable of Aiken, South Carolina, and the winning trainer is Jim Laurent.